Australia is an international laughingstock tonight after our Prime Minister failed to get another agreement signed during his overseas trip. Today, it was a failed attempt to get an Australia-Papua New Guinea defence treaty across the line. Now, you might remember last week the PM was in Vanuatu for what was originally flagged as a signing ceremony for a transformative $500 million agreement or $500 million agreement with the Pacific nation. Now, that agreement wasn't signed by Vanuatu due to wording around critical infrastructure. Albanese told a press conference today there's no downside in this whatsoever and that it was all upside for Australia. Obviously, that's only true if the agreement is eventually signed, and it's, in fairness to him, it does look like it will be. But it has been a horror trip for the PM and his team. At the Pacific Islands Forum last Wednesday, the PM wore the wrong shirt and had to leave to go and change. I've got to say, how did his team get this so wrong? This has been embarrassing. When a head of state goes overseas, nothing is supposed to be left to chance. Every I dotted, every T crossed. They should have known, they should have ensured that Papua New Guinea had the problem is they didn't have a quorum to sign the agreement or sign off on the agreement and the wording. And the problem is the Australian representative should have made made sure that was all taken care of. There's no excuse for this. I mean, this has been nothing short of a disaster. The guy even turned up to an event where everyone was supposed to be in the same clothing and he wore the wrong shirt. I'm sorry, whoever organised this needs to be fired. Like, seriously. And you know I'm not part of cancel culture, but this is embarrassing. I don't understand how his team did not make sure everything was ready to go. This is a major failing that embarrassed our leader and our country. And we know that Anthony Albanese is going to meet Trump. Are we going to have problems like this in front of him? And with Vanuatu, anyone who's ever tried to do business in Vanuatu, and I haven't, but I know people who have, know that you need to make sure everything is signed ahead of schedule. Because, whether we like it or not, and I hope I don't sound racist saying this, the Chinese try to make deals in Vanuatu. They'll undercut and they will try to get deals happening. I think it was in Vanuatu that the PM turned up and was driven around in Chinese cars. Do you think China is just going to let Australia come in and do all these deals? Of course they're trying to undercut. And if the Australian government didn't see that, then they're idiots. But what happens in Vanuatu is that promises will be made. I knew a friend. I had a friend who was doing a investment in Vanuatu. It got blocked because the Chinese went to the chiefs. They overruled the investment my friend was doing. And then when he left, it all fell apart and they were desperately trying to get him back, but he'd moved on and he wouldn't do it. The Australian government not taking any of that into account is just, it blows my mind. But you know what? Vanuatu is a tricky place. So, okay, that might happen. But the shirt thing is unforgivable. And the signing of this deal with PNG is unforgivable. They came to us for this deal. They came to us and said, Australia, will you do this deal with us? You cannot make assumptions that they'll have their act together. The group of people who went ahead of the PM should have made sure everything was signed. Have we got this document? Has this been signed off by your cabinet? Has this happened? No. So whoever was in charge of this, they're out. They need to go. Someone, or a group of people need to be fired because this is not a good look for Australia. We are a laughingstock, and the PM's flying back to Australia with nothing accomplished. Nothing. All these big announcements, ABC News, Sky News, taking it all live, only for the PM to turn around and say, well, we don't have it signed today. It's a bloody disgrace.
Fun, insightful interviews from a washed-up producer with nothing to lose. McKnight Tonight. It's good.